Welcome back to Point of View. Our Melanesian neighbour Vanuatu has recently announced plans to ban junk food and put restrictions on imported foods like flour, sugar, rice and tinned meats. Toba province is the northernmost province in Vanuatu with a population of about 10,000 people. Already the island's chiefs have ordered all tourism bungalows to serve only local organic foods, and over the next 2 years the imports will be phased out slowly. They're doing it to encourage agriculture and self-sufficiency in the province and to promote a natural organic tourist destination. But the other really big reason is for the health and wellness of the community. Just like PNG, Western foods, processed foods, imported foods have had a serious impact on the health of the population of other parts of Vanuatu, and the people of Toba want to avoid this happening to them. So what do we think of this, and is this something that should happen in Papua New Guinea? I'll ask you first, Jamie.
Well, this is long overdue. This is a subject that I've been very passionate about. Just looking back quickly in the history of the global population health. There's 2 disease burden right now, according to WHO. And the first disease burden is the communicable disease. That's been around since beginning of time. This is caused by bacteria, virus, or parasites. It's other little organism causing disease. It's called communicable disease. And the new disease burden is called a non-communicable disease, which is a lifestyle disease like diabetes, cancer. This is only about 100 years old. Before that, it was zero, it wasn't an epidemic on the global population. It's only recently. It came with advance of technology, the way food is mass-produced now, processed, canned, and like sugar, all this refined food. This is there's been a diet change. And like Papua New Guinea, we never had diabetes, zero, like 50 years ago. Today, it's a big epidemic, When the white men arrive with their technology and their food, supermarkets, now the disease burden, lifestyle diseases, non-communicable disease like diabetes, cancer, heart disease, also arrived together. Before it was zero. Yeah. It wasn't around in our country, like Vanuatu.
Yeah, well, that's quite a confronting thing that you've just said then, that before we had zero, and now, we all know somebody. I can think of 5 people in the last 12 months that I've lost in my life to lifestyle diseases, as you call them, which are non-communicable diseases, which are basically things that we're doing to ourselves.
The US Surgeon General in 2009 made a statement that children will die before their parents. Children now, growing up on processed food, will die before their parents, and it's actually happening. In Papua New Guinea, I invited Dr. Gabriel Cousins from Tree of Life Center in Arizona. He's a good friend of mine. He came here and he made a statement, same statement he made in Parliament, addressing parliamentarians. And one of the members of Parliament, Honorable Ben Micah, member for KVA, stood up and confirmed that, he's been getting requests from people in his electorate, younger people, like age 40, 50, 60, they're dying, and he, requests for, assistance to transport the body back home. And who is at home to receive the body? The parents. The parents who are 70, 80, 90. Yeah. Because, the US Surgeon General linked it with this refined processed food, the change of diet. And parents who grew up on very healthy food are living longer. And it's not, something that's just, conceived by himself. It's based on proper research, double-blind, peer-reviewed, done by scientists and doctors in nutrition and natural medicine.
I think you can see the difference because my grandmother is in her 80s, 90s, and she still can chase me, like to discipline me. And she doesn't do that a lot. But, you know, and I was in Australia for a bit, and most people that age are not even physically that active. And she's still carrying her cacao to the market to sell.
Yes.
So definitely there's a huge difference in what food does. Like, I've seen that.
I think over the years our lifestyle has also changed from being active, you know, gardening, fishing,
Correct.
to just being passive, sitting down in offices, doing almost nothing, and eating highly processed food, high sugar, not doing anything active, not burning down the fat, you know, the sugar. And I think that has added up to our problems, our health problems now.
Yeah. Well, the Vanuatu, you know, the step is just one small province in Vanuatu. It's 10,000 people only. But is this something that can happen in Papua New Guinea? I mean, you've been trying, haven't you, Jamie?
Well, I climbed up the, you know, political ladder to become the health minister of Papua New Guinea for at least 12 months. And I tried very passionately to bring this attention to the lifestyle disease epidemic. It's now overtaken communicable disease. Many people are dying from lifestyle disease today at Pom General instead of communicable diseases, you know, infectious diseases. It's now, you know, the main disease burden. You see the hospital is all congested. And WHO predicted in 2009 that the global prevalence of you know, diabetes or lifestyle disease would be 70% by 2020. But in the Pacific, and this was in 2011, while I was at WHO in Geneva, Pacific Island has already reached 75%. This is in 2011. It's not 2020 yet. And you know, like small island of Nauru is like already 80% prevalence in lifestyle diseases. So we are leading the epidemic, global epidemic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that you mentioned that you did spend some time in government as a representative of the people and got to become health minister. What were some of the things that you were pushing for? What are some things that government can do to legislate or, you know, tax or whatever this lifestyle diseases thing that we're experiencing?
Well, if you go to Parliament and check the Hansard, it's on record. I've raised this issue many times before I became minister as well. And I proposed taxing junk food. Government is already taxing tobacco because tobacco causes health problems. Government is already taxing alcohol. Alcohol is causing health problems. Mm-hmm. We need to tax junk food. Junk food is causing health problems. And the world, governments around the world are already doing it. Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York City, has been sponsoring. And finally, I think it's Philadelphia. The city of Philadelphia has taxed soda tax, but they followed Mexico. Mexico did it 3 years ago, and the diabetes epidemic is now plateaued and it's climbing down. So any beverage or food that contains a lot of sugar is taxed accordingly. You know, it's like if the lower the sugar content, the less tax you pay. Yes. Why not? Because who is paying for the disease epidemic? People are falling down everywhere. And you know, when you talk about diabetes, if one family member gets diabetes, it cripples the family. You know, they go blind. This is the end result of diabetes. Or you get kidney failure, or you get amputation or heart disease. And you know, when a family member is crippled, the whole family struggle to, you know, take care of him. Instead of doing something to earn income for the family, they're taking care of the sick one. And you know, it's a very painful disease, and it is very crippling, and it can cripple the whole nation. The legacy of Vanuatu is
something that we need to follow.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
That's right. Okay, so we need to take a quick break now, and when we return, our special guest, Jamie Maxstone Graham, shares his personal journey to wellness. Don't go away.